I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome, guys. Sorry about the noise in the background as I just got done telling Joseph here. You're probably going to hear some birds chirping, some other animals of some kind, literally giving their little voices in the background, but that's okay. Sometimes, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I had to bring out the laptop here, do a little mobilized podcast episode. This will be part 3 of the episode. Had to bring it over to the Patriot Brief episodes, guys, as this episode is basically going into a full-blown series here. Part 3 with the author of Terror Strikes, Joseph Lenard. Going to be bringing him into the stream here momentarily. So without a further ado, guys, let's bring in Joseph. Joseph will be on the full video package here on the show, as I will be audio. Can't show the face just yet, because we are basically ready for our launch tomorrow on Rumble. Supposed to be today, but Rumble decided to not validate the video license until the 11th. So, hey, I guess good things have to wait, right? So without further ado, here is Joseph from Terror Strikes, the book, guys, here. The author of Terror Strikes, Joseph M Lenard, guys. Welcome to the show, Joseph. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody. We got a nice day in Michigan today, so I got the windows open here, too. So might have birds chirping from my end, too.
I hear you. Sometimes, the worst of things happen to the best of people, I like to say,
Have you seen the 2000 Mules movie?
I have not seen the movie, but I have read the book.
Oh, yeah. So you're aware of all the evidence. I streamed the documentary just the other day. It's really good. I mean, it validates everything we knew already, but I like to call the movie 2000 Mules and One Whale, because we all know Stacey Abrams' organization was involved there in Georgia.
Oh, by all far means, yeah. And we just had some sirens in the background. Perfect natural sound effects, by the way, too. But right on time, when you're mentioning the 2000 Mules. Yeah, I've read the book, Joseph. It's a phenomenal book. I have not yet seen the video content of that. Did you want to go in a little bit more into that? I mean,
not really.
Not really. I hear you.
We all know the evidence. I mean, we've all knew what they were going to show. It's just still awe-inspiring or awe-invoking when you actually do see the evidence presented. And
sure.
Especially get to see some of the videos, because, again, who are you going to believe? Your lying eyes or the liar crats? You see video of the mules go into separate drop boxes, early hours of the morning. If those are legal ballots, there's no excuse for any of that to be happening in secrecy.
And I'm sure, Joseph, it's driving the friggin' the liberals crazy, having this stuff come out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure it's driving the liberals crazy of your book, terror strikes. I'm sure a couple politicians or maybe a few selected, some have seen that, since it's on bookshelves everywhere.
Yeah. I've already been, due to my political involvement since the 1970s, get death threats. So I'm ready for more of them. It just goes with the territory.
Basically, did you want to give us a little bit, Joseph? I want to make this part 3 here of the episode. Basically, I want to go into depth of just how you got into the industry of writing. Because I don't think we touched too much on that on part 1 and part 2. We really got into politics, and I think we should have really, and that maybe, my fault on my end, but I think we really should make this part of just how you got into it. What drove you to that passion of writing? You know what I mean?
Well, and this will be a lot of off the cuff stuff because the writing process and the publishing process I'd not talked too much about, but as to my introduction to like the creative arts per se, my father and my grandfather on my father's side, and in the family even before that and others, were musically inclined. They had polka bands. Now, I had no interest whatsoever in picking up the accordion and starting a polka band, but I did learn, guitar. And so I doodled. I started writing music, it ran in my blood, and I recorded a few things. But, this is way back long before the internet, when anybody could record something and put it up online and let people buy it, so that never really amounted to anything. But I also was always interested in, writing stories too, poems. Anybody out there, I think, has a book in them. Maybe it's just your own family memoirs, and you're not going to write that to publish it to the general public because nobody knows you and your family, but you can go through self-publishing and get a book published. It looks really nice. Get 100 copies of it for, friends and family. But even beyond that, I think there's a lot of people who doodle, with lyrics and things of that sort. So you're already a storyteller in that sense. It's just another step then to expanding something to a short story. And then if you've got a couple short stories that you write that are even remotely related, you could weave those short stories together, those characters all together, into a broader, bigger novel that you could then potentially publish. And I want to encourage people, who feel like they've got a book in them to go for it. I mean, it's a great thing. It's a wonderful personal accomplishment, if nothing else. And, there's how many countless millions of readers out there. So almost any book will have an appeal to a certain segment of the population.
Yeah, Joseph, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it sounds like you've always had a passion, dating back to your family roots there of writing, and like you said, you just need that pretty much that push, to make it a reality, right? Make it, to exist.
And maybe you've only got part of the book in you. Well, you can get help. Okay, if you can at least outline your book, come up with your chapter names and what you expect to happen in each chapter to flow your book along, but then can only manage to write a few of those chapters yourself, there's help now. With the internet, you could go to Reedsy, Reedsy, or Goodreads, or Upwork, and you can actually put a project online saying, hey, I've got this book in development, and get either a co-author to help you finish the book or a ghostwriter. Now, I'm not a big fan of ghostwriters. A lot of people do use them, but, I think the person who wrote the book should have their name on the book.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I do want to plug in some comments here that are coming into our live comment section, both on YouTube and Facebook, which, by the way, guys, this show will be replayed in its full format on the Rumble app. So that's good news. We just can't do any live uploads yet because we're still waiting for the video license to basically become valid, which will be valid tomorrow morning, folks. So tomorrow's show, we're actually having a show tomorrow. It will be live telecast tomorrow night on Rumble. And as well as the final part of this episode with Joseph, part 4, will be live in its full format on the Rumble app. So that'd be kind of good. I want to plug in this support here coming out of YouTube. Is it YouTube? Yeah, YouTube. Mark Zellman basically showing his support to you. Plug it in right here saying, hi, Joe. So big support, I guess. You got some fans there, Joe.
Yeah, Mark's actually a neighbor, just lives up the street.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Well, thank you very much, Mark, for showing your support for the show and showing your support for your neighbor.
Yeah,
Right?
I promoted the show on the 12 plus social media platforms. He must have noticed it. So, hi, Mark. Glad you tuned in.
And I'm glad Mark tuned in too. So thank you, Mark. For those who are not aware of me, we are a podcast out of Metro Atlanta, Georgia here. So, please hit that follow and like button, Mark. And hopefully we could see you on Rumble, too, for tomorrow if you decide to check our live video content out in there. And as well as YouTube and Facebook, which we do air on there. And I'm surprised, Joseph, they haven't canned me yet still, but – But Joseph, let's get into the book a little bit more. I want to get into just towards the end of it, if you don't mind.
Okay, as long as we're not giving away major spoilers.
Oh, we're not going to give out any major spoilers or anything like that, but it does get rather interesting towards the end. Very interesting. It gives you like a little tongue twister, if you ask me. Like. Could it be a possible sequel to Terror Strikes?
The option is open, but the next book I have planned would not be a direct sequel. But for those of you reading the book Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, there is a hint in the book to my next book based on the character that writes a letter to the editor that you get to read in this book. The next book is kind of planned on his life. So it's, again, like I said before, I take the formula, the book writing formula, and run it through the shredder. This book is like no other you've ever read, and the next will be a sequel unlike no other than you've ever read if that book does indeed come to fruition, because it won't be a direct sequel, only indirect.
Right. We did want to plug in a trailer here to the book that was actually submitted from you, Joseph, and we want to submit this on the show for those who are not aware of this book. Possibly it will draw some attention to the reader and people that are looking for a really political book. Check this out, guys. This is the Terror Strikes official trailer. Alrighty, Joseph. That was a very phenomenal trailer there. What made you? I want to ask one question here. What made you choose the background music? Very intriguing to fit the title, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Illumify Media and McHenry Press, who is the publishing group that I'm through. Illumify Media and McHenry Press. In fact, my book is actually the first ever book ever released on the new McHenry Press. And if you think the name McHenry sounds familiar, it has to do with the Star-Spangled Banner, Fort McHenry, and the flag still waving. So it's patriotic books. And mine is the first ever released on McHenry Press, which is a subsidiary of Illumify Media, which has published a lot of other books. And they were the ones that put that together. And that's why you hire professionals, right? I mean, That is a fantastic video. I could have never done that on my own.
That was very. I was going to ask Joseph if you had a little bit of creative talent into that. And I mean, that was phenomenal. I'm looking at that, and that's like, you're pretty much your Hollywood type of studio effects, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Something you would see in the movies or something, during the previews of a movie theater. And I thought it was very impressive. Now, this new publishing company that you mentioned, because I haven't heard of them yet, so they're pretty much fairly new, right?
Yeah, they're brand spanking new. Again, my book is the first book out on McHenry Press.
Wow,
and
the very first
that's why you hire professionals.
Oh, without a doubt.
We haggled out the verbiage, and then they said, okay, we'll find the wonderful imagery and sound that fits all that. And wow.
Yeah,
it looks like a Clancy movie trailer, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It gives, pretty much like a little bit of a Clancy type vibe to it. It also gives more of an early '80s, late '70s type of vibe. Like a Sherlock Holmes type of feeling in a way. I don't know. But Joseph, let's get more into this. I got to get into a quick break though. But we're gonna get more into the fascinating world behind Joseph M Lenard and his book Terror Strikes and other accomplishments that he has had over the years. Be right back after these short words, guys.
Alrighty, guys, pick up the book today. Can America Survive After Biden? Available on Amazon, as well as Amazon Kindle, guys. If you have the unlimited plan, you get it for free. If not, guys, it is selling for $4.99. Let's save free speech in America. Let's join Elon Musk in providing that to other platforms. Let's kill this mass forever agenda by the corrupted politicians. Guys, this book has a lot of knowledge, and inside this book, you will learn stuff that mainstream will not tell you or does not want you to understand. Pick it up today, everywhere. That's right. We're now on Amazon Music as well as Audible. For all you guys that have Amazon Alexa devices, whether it's the Echo or the regular Amazon Alexa screen device, next time you want to listen to us on your device, just say, "Hey Alexa, play the Patriot Angle podcast," and we will pop up.
Alrighty, Joseph, welcome back, buddy. Welcome.
Thank you.
I wanted to plug in my book. Sorry I wasn't trying to play any competition on you, but
Well, hopefully soon your book and my book will be selling together, so that way they'll show up on each other's book pages as a related item, or people who bought my book also bought your book.
That would be nice, as my book is actually only exclusive on the Kindle app. That was the very first book I did, which was only made exclusively for Amazon.com and Amazon Kindle. The second book that will be coming out actually later this month, Let's Stop This Nonsense of Crap Already, which will be actually available on other platforms other than Amazon. So hopefully we'll see that book and your book like literally piggybacking right next to one another on the bookshelves. You never know, you know. And then right next to that might be the Tucker Carlson book or, something else. But Joseph, what else did you want to say? I know you've had some accomplishments over the years. You've been on several different types of talk shows, several podcast shows. So your name has been out there on the social platforms.
Yeah, well, I have been involved in politics since I was 18 or 16 years old. So, yeah, I've been active, been involved, and on the radio quite a bit regarding the various political talk shows regarding, the news of the week kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, as far as other things, like I've written in that, I do blogs. I used to write for redstate.com. Currently, my articles are on Before It's News right now, though, and you can find those at tinyurl.com/JLD articles. I've made a tinyurl.com/JLD articles shortcut link to be able to get to those. And I do have other things. I've got another novel that was copyrighted, but not quite really ready for full publication. I've got some short stories that are copyrighted. I've got a few pieces of music that are copyrighted. And a fun thing. You'll like this. I won a radio contest for a radio play back in the early 80s. That was CJOM, for anybody that's in either Windsor, Ontario area or the Detroit area, known as 89X. And what they had is they decided to do a contest where they would, name a song. And the song for that week was Billy Idol's Eyes Without a Face. So I wrote
excellent song, by the way, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's my favorite song of his.
Right.
So I wrote The Adventures of Detective Idol, but I spelled it IDLE, so it wouldn't be the same spelling. And it was based on bits and pieces out of the song. I made the song about a cocaine deal gone bad, and she uses Detective Idol to find the drug dealer that she lost track of. So, I wish I
dark there, Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you hear it, it makes sense. And unfortunately, I'd happily share it with you if I could remember where the cassette tape is with that on it, because we are talking the 80s. So there's no digital copy of it lying around.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it available on YouTube? Do they have it on some type of platform or?
Not that I'm aware of. I hadn't gone to look, and the station is now different owners, different formats. So otherwise, I would try to call them and maybe try to see if they may have it in their vaults that I might get a copy, but maybe I still will.
We would love to see it. Maybe possibly plug it in for part 4 to kind of close you out of this episode. Because that would basically go into the Joseph M Lenard flashback vault. stuff that was like, in terrestrial radio era,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Stuff, you have to explain to some of these kids today because they don't even know what the term terrestrial radio is.
Yeah, back when I owned a record player, the actual vinyl discs.
Oh, yeah. I can remember them. Yeah, Joseph, I'm not that young. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Well, they're all coming. It's coming back too. I mean, it does sound better on vinyl. It really does.
But I see them sometimes in my local Walmart and Target. The actual the old stuff. The old discs and the old records and everything else. They actually have a section for that they sell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was really, really intrigued when I seen that. I was like, "What? People like this? Like, it's a novelty item." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you could still find some, record recirculator stores. I mean, there aren't many record stores left. They're all mostly CD stores, but there are some out there if you look around and can go thumb through all the old albums.
Oh, sure. I mean, but I want to get into something here just a little bit here. Like I said, I want to kind of try to stay on, the life of Joseph M. Lenard, his passions, his interests, I pretty much let the audience really know who you are, I don't think anybody really knows who the author of Terror Strikes is,
Yeah, not outside of Michigan. Being politically involved in Michigan all these years, I have people at least know the name, and a lot of people do know me here in Southeast Michigan. But yeah, so I mean, that's great to be able to expand my audience, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's we do the very same thing here on the Patriot Angle. 3 years ago, no one really knew me. Now I get people commenting, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, and what are we, like 15, 16 different Facebook group pages, always, hey, when's your next episode? What are you going to be talking about next? And this and that. I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
It takes time to build a following. And let me throw in, since you mentioned Instagram, my handle on most platforms, I'm on MeWe and Spreely and Gab and Getter and Parler and Twitter and Instagram and, more than that, even that I can think to mention, is J. Lenard Detroit. There's no Owen Leonard. You can see it on the screen there. J for Joseph, last name Leonard, and Detroit. On most platforms, if you plug that in search, you'll find me. Feel free to give me a follow.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that on the show here. My buddy, my producer of the show, Eric, he puts in the name Joseph M. Lenard. And I mean, you pop up all over the place, Instagram, Facebook, MeWe, all over the place. I think the only place I haven't seen you yet, Joseph, is Rumble. Are you planning on going onto Rumble? Or
I am on Rumble. I am there on Rumble.
Oh, you are? Yes. Okay, yep. I didn't see you on Rumble.
I'm on YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, and Brighteon, all the videos. The one place you're not going to find too much about me is Google. I have been, since my redstate.com writing days, they've shadow banned me on Google. So if you search Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You on Google, you'll find nothing. You put my name in on Google, you'll find a couple odds and end social media posts.
Yeah.
But if you DuckDuckGo me, the real good search engine that doesn't suppress results, you'll find a whole lot of stuff on me.
Hold on. That's a new word for me. That word we might have to make copyrighted on your end. DuckDuckGo me, you said?
Yeah.
I like that one, Joseph. You might, if you ever start a podcast or, guys, I'm not throwing any spoilers out there. That's on Joseph's end if he ever wants to start one. But if you ever start a podcast, you might want to make that like copyright infringement. DuckDuckGo me, That would be a hit. Speaking of podcasts, Joseph, have you ever had any thoughts or visions on creating a show of your own? Or
I had thought of it on and off before publishing the book, even because of, again, my political involvement and that I deal with radio hosts all the time talking about the issues. So I thought of it. It was just one more thing that I didn't quite feel that I wanted to commit myself to unless or until I am really, truly, fully committed, because you can't be haphazard. If you're going to do it, you've got to start it. You've got to build it. You've got to be consistent with it.
Sure. I mean, we're still, as a podcast, doing it for now, almost going into the fourth season. The end of this year will be the end of season 3, going into season 4 next year in January. I mean, we're still growing every single day. I could tell you all this special technology that we're using and, overlays and video plugins. I mean, it's still growing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing, to do it right. I mean, anybody can do it through Anchor, right? You could do it if you got a decent laptop with a microphone and a high definition video and a degree of ability with some sort of imagery. You could do one on the cheap, but to do a good one like you've got going, it takes investment. And
it does. It does.
Right now, my investment is in the promotion of my book.
Yeah, I hear you. It does. And a lot of people are probably questioning me, like, okay, Joseph just used the word quality and this and that. What the hell is Michael doing with his podcast outside on his porch? I mean, hey, when you run into like last minute scenarios with people that tell you, oh, by the way, we'll be over today to, clean your rugs. You're like, oh, can you do it tomorrow? It's like, hey, sometimes you run into those things and, you got to think last minute. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned Anchor, a very, very good broadcasting network to pretty much record your episodes. Joseph, 3 years ago, people didn't even know what Anchor was. Yeah. I mean, but you now see a lot of bigwigs such as, Michael Savage and the Hodge twins, just to name a few. They use Anchor, as a broadcasting network to record their episodes on audio. And Anchor is now just getting into the video podcasting, where there's an actual section where you can upload a video and make that a video or an audio podcast, which I think is pretty cool, So, yeah, it takes time. It takes patience, a lot of editing. People don't realize that. A lot of editing. Believe it or not, right after we're done, guys, I will admit, yes, there will be a lot of editing on this video where there'll be some overlays added in for our replay that's going to be uploaded to Rumble shortly after this, which I'm very, very happy that they made that video license valid tomorrow morning. We will be on Rumble tomorrow night live. So that's pretty damn exciting,
Yeah, you need the multiple avenues.
Sure.
Again, someone could do it on the cheap and just do Anchor and audio, but to be successful like you are and get the following that you have, you need to be through multiple outlets.
Oh, sure. You have to, you have to, when we first started out, Joseph, we first started out just exclusively on Anchor. Then as we built up our following, we went over to Spotify. After that, it went from Spotify to Google, then Apple. Now we're on Amazon and Audible. And even now, since our podcast has grown significantly, you can actually say, hey, Alexa, play the Patriot Eagle podcast, and we'll pop up on any Alexa device. And I think that is tremendous, to where we came from to where we are now,
Yeah, that's definitely the advantage of partnering with Amazon. And I know a lot of conservatives have issues. I mean, I do too. I'm not a fan of Bezos personally, but I mean, he earned his billions honestly. And Amazon has just become such a force now.
It has been a force. Sorry about that. I was actually just seeing in the live stream here our co-host that normally tunes in to us and helps us out here on the show, Jimmy the Rant, which you've been asking for. I think you have asked if he's going to be on tonight's show. No, he was not on tonight's show. He will be on part 4. We will make him exclusive on part 4. So Jimmy the Rant is not on tonight's show, but he is tuning in to our live comment. And I wanted to give you a little shout out, Jimmy. Thank you, buddy. We're going to need you on part 4 with, to finish out this tremendous episode with Joseph Lenard here. So I will plug that in for you, Joseph. Jimmy showing his support and love to you. So here is Jimmy saying, hey. So he was trying to be part of this, but he's not part of it tonight. So yeah, but as we conclude this episode soon, Joseph, you want to add any more information about some other content that you're pretty much involved with, maybe some charities or whatever? I mean, we don't know your life, man. Come on,
yeah. Well,
spill the beans, buddy.
I'm glad you mentioned charities because, yes, as part of my website, terrorstrikes.info, you could go to /charities, terrorstrikes.info/charities. There are some local, statewide, and national charities that I, like to try to promote as part of this book. It's about, positive moral values, and giving back is part of positive moral values, and taking part in giving of either your money or your time to charitable organizations is an important part of that. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Sure. And we try here on the show here, we try to be involved with as much charities, organizations out there, constantly mentioning some charities, which I think has expired. We're going to try to reach out to them to see if we can pretty much put them back into our content on Instagram. We're a huge advocate and big supporter of Wounded Warriors.
They're on my list of charities.
Yeah, a huge supporter of Wounded Warriors. Looks like your buddy there, Mark, is basically, I guess, giving out a little secret of yours, or maybe something that, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want, or maybe you don't want him saying, but hopefully I'll say it anyway. Hopefully, if that's all right with you. It says that Joe liked to volunteer at the Mount Carmel Festival every year. Is that true there, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Well, with the Wuhan virus, we haven't had them lately. I volunteer for the Mount Carmel Festival. A lot of churches have church festivals to raise money to redo the roofs or build a new add-on to a building or whatever, remodeling or replace a broken down furnace when that comes up. So yeah, I used to. We haven't done it for 3 years now. I deal blackjack.
Oh, okay. See, Mark is saying all this here. I'll plug it in for you there. Literally saying here, as you can see on the screen, Joe liked to volunteer. Yeah. So, but yeah,
it's part of the giving back. I'm not even a member of Mount Carmel Church. I'm actually a member of St. Joseph's Catholic Church here in Wyandotte, but Mount Carmel is right here. Yeah, I can almost throw a stone and hit it from my house.
Oh, so, wow.
I used to volunteer for several church festivals, and Mount Carmel is pretty much the only one of late that I'd been doing. But then due to the Wuhan paranoia, that all shut down, and who knows if there'll be any more festivals.
Yeah, you never know. Who knows? I mean, things come and go, especially in today's society. Joseph, we want to basically conclude this show here just in a little bit here. As we have another show, we actually have an episode coming up around 9 p.m. So I got to get ready for that one. Going to be talking about the SpaceX on basically the president of SpaceX now saying that humanity could reach Mars and possibly colonize Mars in this decade, which I think is very fascinating. If it's true, that would be a huge historic mark, not only for mankind, but for our planet,
Yeah, I would love to see that, but I think I'll believe it when we actually return to the moon. I think we kind of got to establish we can do that short hop successfully again and, do more study and sampling there. And then we'll be better prepared for the longer voyage.
Do you think that, mankind will ever, or, anything, whether it's the United States or Russia or any other country for that matter, will actually go back to the moon? I mean,
I'm hoping so. And I'm hoping Elon's part of that. I think we need to, again, just, baby steps.
Yeah.
Take the baby step back to the moon and ensure we could go back and forth from there and do things on the moon, build things on the moon, because Mars is a little far away. That's not where you want to make your first experiments.
Well, I think, Joseph, I think there's stuff that's built on the moon already, hint, hint, but, they don't show us that.
Right. I'm saying something that can be officially put there that they could show us. Right.
Yeah. I mean, just like they show imagery of, the Earth that's actually round from outer space. But, in reality, if you actually look at it, it's not round. It's basically flat, But that's just, hey, one man's opinion over another,
Well, the fun thing, I can't remember the name of the movie. I don't remember if it was this year. Oh, yeah, this year I think was Moonfall.
Moonfall, I'll have to check that out.
Roland Emmerich, I love him. He's the guy behind Stargate and the Independence Day films. So it's another one of those way over the top kind of movies. But
can you view that on Netflix at all or no?
It probably might be available there now. Yeah, Moonfall.
Netflix or Hulu or one of them. Yeah, maybe Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah, I recommend all Roland Emmerich films, but my favorite Roland Emmerich film is The 13th Floor, which is actually basically the Matrix concept before the Matrix trilogy came out. It came out earlier in 1999, and the Keanu Reeves Matrix kind of overshadowed it. I prefer the 13th Floor over the other ones because they're actually plausible. The 13th Floor movie is plausible.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of science fiction and just regular movies that are, or films or series or anything like that for that matter. That in that content.
Yep. Yeah, sci-fis and comedies are my big go-to films, and anything Roland Emmerich puts out.
Sure.
He's been trying to do another Stargate reboot, a new trilogy, but MGM keeps rejecting the scripts because they put out the first one. They still got contractual say.
Yeah, it always comes down to the damn contracts, they want to get the material out, in a timely manner, but then they have those last minute contracts they got to battle with lawyers, everything else, it's always a fucking mess.
Yeah, and then there was also a series in the 70s, well, not a series, a movie in the 70s, Logan's Run. And it isn't Roland Emmerich, and I don't remember who it is that bought the rights to it, but Logan's Run was kind of the first dystopian nightmare film that was released that we see so many of nowadays. I can't think of the current titles, but the one with the Charlene Woodson there was that series. But Logan's Run, they wanted to release again a trilogy of that, and I would really look forward to seeing that.
Logan's Run, huh? Yeah, I'm going to have to
Yep.
check that out. Joseph, it's been a privilege. It's been an honor, sir, having you. We basically, I mean, if you add part 1 and part 3, I think we're almost up to 3.5, 4 hours of this whole mega episode here. But thank you for getting into your passion, your interest of book writing, possibly another book coming out soon, and then several books, right? I mean, do you have a vision of writing more books into the near future, or?
Well, there's 3, but again, it's not really a trilogy. I had this one that literally came to me in a dream. So
we seen that in the trailer. It's based off of a man's dream that he reached his cell phone and grabbed. I mean, the trailer sets the entire book.
But this literally did come to me in a dream. The first book I ever wrote also came to me in a dream that I didn't feel was ready for publication. And then the next one that I kind of have in the works already are a few chapters written. So I have loose ideas on of doing the next one, and then maybe going back to my origin of that first novelette and rewriting it and expanding it into something worthy of publishing.
Yeah. I just got something that just came in from an email here. I'll read it. We get some emails that come in from some listeners sometimes and people that follow the show. It's very early in the morning over there in Dublin, Ireland. A woman coming in, Sarah Lynn. I'm not going to say her last name for privacy issues. Sarah Lynn basically says, Joseph, we actually read your book here in the UK in Dublin. Phenomenal book, sir. Thank you very much for expressing stuff that it seems that your American politicians or politics won't get into depth with.
Right. This book is not just about terrorism. There are a lot of sub-themes that I do get into. And I'm willing to touch some of those third rails, as they call it.
So, Sarah, I think that's how you say your name, Sarah Lynn. It's SARA and then LYN. So Sarah Lynn, maybe.
She may have she heard me on your podcast, or I've also been on Chat and Spin in the UK, which broadcasts through the UK and into
So she
Europe.
might have seen the content coming through the UK or through here. I mean, we are, not only a podcast here in the States, but we do reach out to, Ireland and, England and London and other countries in that matter. Even, people in Russia and Ukraine, they love listening to us too. I've got a couple of comments that came in from Russia and Ukraine from that one episode we did. So yes, we are on the horizon, so to speak.
Yeah, that's the wonders of what the internet age has given us.
Yeah, it is. So Joseph, thank you very much. Let's stay in touch for, the last part here for part 4, get your availability. Sorry about the time zone confusion today there, Joseph.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Okay. It's okay. You got to remember, buddy, we're like an hour ahead of you,
Right.
Yeah. So, Joseph, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, for part 4 of this episode series on however you want to call it, Joseph and myself and Jimmy the Rant will be live on video, streaming live on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and our website, patriotanglepodcast.com, as it's also being streamed live on the website as well, too. So you want to check that out. You can hit the replay on the website or the YouTube, and then give us about an hour to an hour and a half. Even Joseph, give it about an hour and a half, and this whole replay will be uploaded on the Rumble app. So, yeah.
Great being on with you again, Mike. I appreciate it very much.
And thank you, sir, for being on, and we'll see you for part 4.
Hopefully
soon.
Take care. God bless everybody.
Thank you very much.
Patriot Unfiltered. just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an unfiltered Patriot Productions. Please follow us on Facebook at the Patriot Angle Podcast and Instagram at Patriot_Angle_unfiltered. Also, you can hear every episode on Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also check out our website, PatriotAnglePodcast.com, and also our unfiltered merchandise, PatriotUnfiltered.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.